Welcome back to the Bridging the Gap show, where I bring you some of the most incredible individuals on the planet who have bridged the gap in one way or another. Today, I am joined by none other than one of my top students, my mentee, Mr. Parsa. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, bro. I'm super excited.
Likewise, all the way from Vancouver, okay? He flew down, I invited him down. We just got done spending time with Andy Elliott, Bradley. We were able to connect with him. We're gonna get him on the show, dropping bombs with Bradley. But the reason I wanted to have you on the show is that you were on the show probably about, was it 3-4 months ago?
December.
Yeah, December. And so
mid-December.
And so at the time I was mentoring you, I was coaching you, you were in my brotherhood. And then when I came out with my Freedom Closer Blueprint, you were kind of figuring out if you should start your own business or become a remote like Freedom Closer.
Yeah.
Right. And so walk me through like what your decision-making process was. And then in the last month, just to drop some numbers real quick, flex on the brokies out there.
Flexing on the broke.
What'd you collect as far as revenue or cash collected last month? First month as a setter.
Yeah, I'll tell the whole story. So first when I met Bridger, it was in December.
Okay.
And I wanted to start my own agency because I thought, oh yeah, all these guys, Iman Gaji, all these gurus, they say the best way to make your 10K is by becoming a business owner. And it's good for your ego too, right? You can put it in your Instagram bio that I'm an entrepreneur, business owner, even though you're not making money. That's what most people do, you know?
It's true.
It's good for your ego. But the reality is it's way harder than you think, especially when you don't have any skill sets. Mm-hmm. So back in December, I was trying to let the whole agency thing going. Mm-hmm. And boy, it got tough. So I remember I went to London in the beginning of January and I texted you, I'm like, bro, this is not going good. I was not in a good place, both mentally and just business-wise. Yeah. You know? So you told me, bro, just trust me and come work on your sales. You can eventually go work for someone, like just like what I did. Mm-hmm. And all these other like successful people that we know, Brian, for example, he worked for Dean Graziosi in the beginning. He learned the skill sets. He made money. Then he went off and started his own thing. So guys, even if you want to start your own marketing agency in the future, it's better to actually start sales, learn how the system works, work with someone that's already doing what you want to do in the future and learn from them while also getting paid. So we transferred to the whole sales thing and you referred me to Brian. Shout out to Brian at spend.com. It's a 7-figure YouTube ads agency. They work with all these guys, Cole Gordon, Jeremy Miner, Jordan Belfort, to work with them as a setter for their sales team. And last month, my first month, we did around close to 200K Canadian in revenue, cash collected. And I made around 8K first month.
Wow, first month.
Canadian.
That's crazy, dude. And did you had some doubts at the beginning, right? On if it was for you, if it was going to work. Yeah. What were some of the things you doubted in the beginning?
Okay. First of all, guys, English isn't even my first language. I mean, if I'm doing 8K, it's just like you got to find a good mentor and put in the work. That's it. Because it's not even my first language and I'm doing good.
Yeah, you're doing phone sales.
I'm doing phone sales. It's not even on Zoom.
It's not even DM setting.
Wait for me to get on
not
Zoom,
even
bro.
DM setting. This is legit phone sales.
They cold call. People always think I'm these scammers that call them. Like, bro, I get yelled at so many times.
You get yelled at. Guys, if Parsa can do it, he barely even speaks English.
Yeah.
Guys, you can definitely do it.
Barely?
I know.
It's my second language. I have
I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. You're not illiterate. No, but you do have a heavy accent, right? And that's one of the things I told you. Like Parsa.
Guys, on my first coaching call with Bridger, he's like, "Dude, we gotta work on your English."
I keep it real, man. I'm like Brad Lee, man. I like to keep it real, dude.
That's good.
The real Bridger Rogers. It was helpful, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I'm working on it.
You've gotten better.
I've gotten better. I'm gonna get better.
You're gonna get better.
Like I told you, I'm gonna get to 10, 15, 20K this year.
100%.
As a closer.
Let's go. He's only setting right now, right? Because I teach in my program, it's a 4-step evolution, right? Yeah. You eventually want to become a business owner. That's step 4. If you're watching this right now, you want to be a business owner and you haven't mastered at least 1 or 2 high income skills, really 3 high income skills, the chances you're actually going to succeed in business are literally 9%.
Yeah.
The statistics show that 91% of businesses fail in the first 2 years. Why? Well, there's two reasons. Number one is cash flow. Because people are starting businesses and trying to make money, which when you start a business, your goal is not to make money. Your goal is to solve a customer's problems and break even for the first couple of years until you have a product market fit. Once you crack that code, then you can systematize it and scale. And eventually, maybe after 3, 4, 5 years, you can really start to rake in some cash. But people get it all wrong. And that's one of the things that I love about you is you were humble and you were willing to come in and kind of follow the 4-step process we teach.
And bro, sales is communicating to people that you can solve their problem. So even if you have a business and you can solve people's problem, but you cannot communicate it to them. So you need to know sales. Even if you know how to solve people's problem, you need to know how to communicate it to them.
100%.
Right?
Yeah, 100%. Sales is the communication of certainty, right?
Exactly.
It's the transfer of certainty, and you're transferring certainty that you can solve their problem. So that's super cool to hear, man. So, dude, what were you kind of like worried about? Because you did have some resistance in becoming a setter and a closer. Like, what were you worried about, and what did you find out after getting started with it?
So even with some of the guys, new guys that are in the program, I see some of them, they say, I'm an introvert. Dude. Like, I'm not going to be good at sales because I'm an introvert. Well, like...
Is that true?
What? No, bro. No, like, I don't identify... First of all, I would just say don't label yourself as an introvert and as an extrovert. It's like this thing that you were born with, you cannot change. Even if you're an introverted guy... Actually, like, some of the best sales guys are introverted because they can actually listen to you. People understand them. So it doesn't have anything to do whether you're an introvert and an extrovert. You can develop your own style. The archetypes that you teach.
Yeah, the sales archetypes,
It's this whole thing. Like, you're more on the extroverted side. But I'm even like in the middle. I'm not that extroverted. I'm not that introverted. But we have like some guys that are crushing it and they're introverts.
They're extreme introverts. Some people will label them even as nerds.
Yeah.
Right. So pretty much anyone can do this, right? Introverted, extroverted, ambiverted, right? Doesn't matter if you barely speak English, if you speak great English, right? Obviously, if you speak better English, it's going to help. It's going to help, but you can still do it though. I mean, Parsa made 8,000 last month, right? We'll throw up the pay stubs here. So then what, cause you were at the time cause how old are you, Parsa?
I'm 20, just turned 21.
Just turned 20. Yeah. You're 20 when you joined the program and, you were living at home, right? You still living at home?
I'm still living at home.
Still living at home, which is smart, by the way. I do recommend living at home. I did the same thing, stack cash. And then once you have a consistent high income skill, then you can, move out. And that's that's what I teach. Like that's the system that I teach for financial freedom in the program, right? Parsa was asking me, and it's actually in one of our vlogs. We did a little walking back from church. I told him like how to diversify his income as he makes money to invest. But getting back on the topic, which is, your story, right? Your evolution, right? You were living at home, right? Were you doing car sales?
Yeah. So I knew sales was important. I was following all these guys, Grant Cardone, even Andrew Tate. They all say sales is the most important. Even Ty Lopez, he says that like king skill is the sales. Because that's basically everything. And not even in money, even in your relationship with your friends. Like, like you're going to sell me on where to go tonight. You're going to sell that girl you like to go on a date with you. It's all sales and communication and persuading people. But it's mostly communication, not even persuading people.
Yeah.
So I always knew sales was good. So I said, what should I do? I went into car sales. But man, let me just tell you, that's really not sales. Because you don't really learn how to discover people's problem, help them. And at least it wasn't fulfilling for me. Because I was selling Jeeps and dude, I won't even buy a Jeep.